Alright, so far we have a Taka band coming out of Sinister, and we have a Celeste band coming out of Uproar. Uproar also took Lance, while Sinister decided they were going to take Catherine and Castro.
What we have going on here, we don't have a 3v3, so the players will pick and ban in private chat, and then once the match starts, they'll draft or they'll pick those players, and then we'll start the match. We have Sinister versus Uproar tonight. Uproar is Team A. Sinister is going to be Team B.
Playing from the underdog side, having two people is always scary, man. But it's definitely, I never want to say anything's impossible, but it's definitely scary when you're playing someone like Zach.
That is true. He's one of the more proven players in the league.
Blade and Sky, good choices. I think they're really going for that hard counter on Castro, so Glade can just punt into a wall, and Sky will have that speed boost to dodge the arrows.
Definitely. It's kind of hard to follow the draft when it's like this. It looks like all picks are in. Very interesting that they'd pick a roam instead of double carry going into this.
Definitely would have gone double carry as well, with the carry in the jungle and the carry in the lane.
Yeah, but maybe there's a method to the madness.
Most definitely. Looks like we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, got the new glaive skin, the nice large tier 3 sky skin, and then your basic lance. It looks like Zach is going to head to the jungle, and it's going to be a lane glaive for the side of Uproar. What do you make of this, Jake? What do you think about this lane glaive and keeping Jai in the sky in the jungle?
I really disagree with it, and I think this might be a little sliver of hope, honestly, for Sinister. But if I'm Slums, I'm putting the pressure on early, man. From the start of the game, I'm on Kyogre, and I'm putting no damage. I'm letting them know I'm here to play.
Yeah. It's definitely a good way to look at it.
I do agree with that instant invade coming out Frizzy, too. Zach's going to have no problem farming by himself.
Yeah. It's something to be up for Catherine, too.
And they're going to pick up Kyogre. Nice. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Strength in numbers, as they say. They're going to be down 3-2, but 2 versus 1 is even better.
Without doubt.
Interesting what they're going to do. I wonder if Catherine's just going to stay up in lane and try to piggyback off the farm of Slums here.
Now, if I'm Dodge also, I would be looking to pick up a contraption pretty early on and really having methodical scout trap placements, because if they're able to see when the two junglers are invading, they could slip through to the other team's backs and grab them every once in a while.
Yeah, it is definitely something they could do. And it's also going to help with cooldowns, with stuns, which is also going to build stacks, which is going to make Catherine harder. But we have a little bit of skirmish breaking out here. Zach is trying to steal some farm away from Slums and Doge. But it looks like they're going to be fighting over this tree. And it's going to be a matter of who actually gets it. And Zach does steal it away. Gets a forward barrage, lands onto Doge a little bit. Trying to get away. Zach does 3 strike and is going to take down Catherine.
Slums should have saved that.
Oh, Lance is stunned. Slums trying to get away. Looks like is not going to escape this one. What were you saying, Jake?
I think he should have saved that miss when he tried to pop it on Frizzy. Should have saved it for when he saw Zach come into sight.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think they should be trying to get their farm. So our Sky is going to be so fed, it's going to be ridiculous. I think they need to keep this turret alive as long as possible.
Completely agree with you. They're able to save the ace right there, luckily, or else Kyogre might have been able to push that turret down to 10 or 20% health.
Looking at farm, Slums is ahead of Zach, but Kyogre is about 7 ahead in farm right now, and Lance has 18 himself. So definitely a huge goal lead for the side of Team A, and a little bit of a fight breaking out in the lane. I think they're going to try and put a lot of pressure on this turret, which they should, because they can void them right away from it and just take it.
That's exactly what I'd be doing as well. And Zach had a great pick right there because with Sky, he's going to be able to stay away from Kestrel's arrows and shoot right through that bubble.
I think there should be an over under on how many stacks Catherine will have. As Slums does go down to Kyogre goes. And they get the A's, and they're going to definitely get this first turn before, right as the mines pop. So already a gold lead getting even bigger. Already over twice the gold for Uproar compared to Sinister.
Now, if I'm in Frizzy's shoes right here, they're already going to have no problem, honestly, winning this game. But whenever I have a 2v3 and I'm the roam, I'm definitely going to be picking up minion candies. And the second that ace buff comes out, I'm going to throw that minion candy also. And you're going to have no problem taking any turret, even if you only have 3 minions.
Definitely. Minion candy, a lot of people don't use it, but in situations where you're constantly getting ace buff minions, it's a good way to get maybe an extra turret or 1.5 turrets when you would have only gotten one or less than one in reality.
Exactly.
And it looks like they're just going to start taking away even more farm. Slum's only at 33 farm, and Eyes of Doge really has nothing going for him in the inventory. Not even close to a fountain. Has a flare gun, so a couple of potions and boots. But
Yikes.
really, he really needs to rush that fountain. I think they both need fountains in this situation just to keep each other healthy as long as possible. It's gonna be interesting what
Possibly
Frizzy
going
decides
contraption,
to
but I don't know
go.
if I agree.
What were you saying?
I'm just speculating her quote happened. With on. And Zach's just waiting for an ambush.
Yeah, he is, and it looks like they're just going to be playing very conservative with this turret. Kath is just going to be building stacks. Slump's going to be trying to get as much farm as he can possibly get, but it's really not going to be looking good for them. Catherine already very low. Slum is very low in energy.
And Kyogre straight chilling in the back, just picking up free gold. Team's
Yep.
already steamrolled ahead, so he doesn't even have to worry about fighting with them, to be honest.
It's almost like they did a role reversal. You know, I'm going to go in lane, and then you can have the whole jungle to yourself. I'll get fed, you'll get fed, and then we'll snowball and get this thing over with. As Freeze does land a root, Zach does Surge Strike, but does not land the forward barrage on a lot of people there.
Good snipe.
Now, if
We're
you
going
were
to see
Team B,
Kyogre regroup.
what were you saying?
Kyogre's regrouping to end this fight.
Yeah. Frizzy just misses the stun, but Kyogre does land the stun onto Slums. They're just going to retreat underneath their turret. And looks like there's going to be a wave coming. Slums going home. They might try and push this turret or just let Zach get even more fed in the jungle. Now, if you were Team Sinister, how would you have drafted differently, knowing that you only had 2 people going into this?
Honestly, like you said, I would have put one carry, probably Kestrel. Kestrel was a great pick. Kestrel is a hyper carry type character. And in the jungle, I would have gone with a more bulky type hero. They had the option to pick the 2 heroes right off the bat after the Lance. So I might have, because he's tanky and he has the afterburn to get through walls and escape from people.
How do you think that Team B, which is going to be Team Sinister, should itemize? Should they both pick up fountains and heavy defense, or try to have a glass cannon and have Catherine try and keep that glass cannon healthy?
That's exactly what I would do in this situation. Honestly, when you have two fountains with two people, it's a little rough since it's scaling off of your team's health overall. So in a 2v2, I wouldn't necessarily go with two fountains. I would definitely be having Slums as a glass cannon. I would only have him pick up a reflex block. Don't agree with his defense. And then I would have Catherine just hardcore peeling. Rush
It's
that
definitely one
fountain.
way to look at it.
I don't agree with the flare gun at all.
Maybe going towards that contraption, like you said, because there is that hourglass, which does build into a contraption.
There's only four items in my opinion that eyes really needed, and that's the contraption, war treads, crucible, and fountain.
And maybe a Storm Crown to do a little bit of that true damage to help take objectives quicker if they have the chance to take an objective.
Exactly, but I don't think the game would get that late.
But Slums is at the point where he can constantly recall and get back to the lane before they can really get too much pressure onto that turret.
Yeah, I think they've done a great job defending the second turret. The first one went down way quick. I was expecting a 10-minute game.
Yeah, the way I look at it, Team Uproar is playing very passive. It's about 10 minutes into the game, and there's only 4 kills for them. And having a three person, 2 person advantage, I feel like they should be really trying to take advantage of this, and especially with a glaive where you can punt someone and put them into a horrible position. Then they could easily be taking advantage of Sinister right now.
I agree with that. Their whole team is based around repositioning. Kyogre has the punt. Sky can easily lay down an ult to make them go in a certain direction. If Lance needs to, he can punt into an ult or in the other direction. They have a complete redirectional team. They should be applying way more pressure than they are.
And they could even hit a double stun combo. Glaive could punt someone right into a wall. Lance could combat roll, get in wall. That's 2 stuns right there, and that's basically full forward barrage for Zach as he does death from above, and is not going to get slums or Kyogre Ghost. They're looking for slums right here. They're looking for anything they can get. Does miss with the impale, but slums will go down, and Catherine is not far behind, and looks like they're going to lose their second turret finally. 11 minutes in the game.
Even though they lost the fight, I love the way they decided to fight that with Slums just slowly putting out damage, hiding behind that wall. I think he got a little over aggressive wanting to get that snipe off. You don't need to run in their face if you plan on sniping, but they did a great job trying to defend that.
And they're going to get 2 turrets out of those ace buff minions, leaving only the 2 crystal turrets left. Now, what do you think they should do? Because death timers aren't super long right here, so if they get an ace, they won't have time to push it. Do you think they'll just play it safe and wait for a Kraken to pop up,
I
or do you
do.
think
Just
they'll
just
play
from the
aggressive?
history of the game we've seen so far, I don't see these guys getting aggressive. They're really just being methodical and picking their times, making sure they get this win.
Definitely, especially with this being a quarterfinal matchup, and the championship's going to be this Sunday. So I think definitely you got to play safe and play to win if you're in their shoes, because you have everything to lose in this situation.
Looks like Zach's trying to solo that gold miner. I honestly don't think he'll have a problem with it.
Yeah.
Frizzy with Impale with that one.
It looks like they're going to try and put some pressure onto Kyogre. The silence does come out. The bubble comes out, but he's going to afterburn away and get away no problem. Slums
Picked
with
up the
the snipe
snipe.
is not going to land, and they're just going to get away before they get caught out too badly. And looking at itemization, Kyogre has 3 tier 3 items and 2 tier 2 items, and Zach already has 2 tier 3 on his way to his 3rd tier 3. Compared to Slums, who actually is at 121 farm, doing very well, but doesn't really have a whole lot to show for it.
Yeah, Slums is doing a great job. He's doing what he needs to do. I just want to see him get a little bit more aggressive with that 121 farm and getting up in Kyogre's face whenever he knows that Zach and Frizzy aren't nearby.
Yeah, some does get caught out there, and it looks like they're going to try and push this one for the game, having a big wave coming. We'll see if they can end it right here. Doge gets to go out. Is going to get rooted, but it's going to cancel the stun. That's not really going to be enough. Gifting Wall knocks him back into the middle of the whole team, and
That's
Frizzy's
that
going to finish that one
repositioning we
off.
were talking about.
Yep, this is a very strong comp for a 3v3, especially for a 3v2. They are going to be looking very strong, especially if Zach can land his death from above on someone. They could potentially have a triple stun comp, and that would just basically be one person erased them, which would turn the fight into a 3v2. But it being a 3v2, they're not really having many issues here. And a
No,
little fight is breaking out.
ooh,
Zach's death from above
bad
is going to
damage.
land on Slums, and Slums is going to go down. Zach
Zach's
very
taking
low.
mad turret shots.
He's going to Fury Strike, but it looks like Isodoge is going to go down, and this should be the game. Now, what do you think? Say Sinister has three people here. What do you think their third character should be in order to round it out and counter this opposing comp?
In this position, I mean, coming out of draft, you have no clue that Sky is going to be in the jungle. You're automatically that's a Glaive in the jungle and the Sky and Link. Counters the Sky. Honestly, I might go with something like Koshka. Maybe even a great Alpha, but then again, there's that Lance, and Lance is just such a versatile hero, and Alpha is going to get destroyed by a Lance. Like you said, they have an amazingly strong comp for a high tier composition. If these are low tier players, I don't really think that Uproar is going to do a great job. But being that they're all POA plus players and they know how to use the skills to their advantage, you can get close to countering that team comp, but that team comp with the repositioning that it has and the escapability of Lance, the mobility of both of the heroes, Sky has the B to escape. There's the after. It's a strong comp in any sense. So I don't think there's really a hard counter for that comp. It's just picking really strong heroes that give you a chance to burst them down quickly. So like I said,
Definitely.
maybe that Koshka to get that early game burst damage out. You have the stun so that Kestrel can get a snipe and glimmer shots off.
And it looks like
Frizzy has to go.
one of Sinister's members is in a casual match that started 6 minutes ago.
Who's that?
JJ Max. I guess they just miscommunication.
Wow. Well, Frizzy's leading, so it looks like we'll see a little bit of a better game, a 2v2 in this one, but I would still most definitely give the advantage to Uproar.
I don't know. It does change it a little bit, but we'll see how it goes. What do you think both teams should be prioritizing here?
Once again, I think Slums and is that Eyes of Dogi?
Eyes of
I think
Doge.
I think they really need to pick two hyper carries. I would not be going into picking a roam hero right here and just really focusing one hero. They'd have to be on the same page right here. We'll see if they've built chemistry and synergy enough this year.
Yeah, we'll see. And we'll see what these bans are that are going to come out. It looks like Zach spoke a little bit
So
too
we have the
early
Kestrel
with their
bans.
bans. I think the real question is if Sinister comes back and wins this game, does Uproar bring that third person back to guarantee the win, or do they all their pride and go 2v2 again?
Now, I would love to see Uproar not have a third for that final game and JJ Max slide in here for a 2v3 to reverse the roles.
Oh, the possibilities are endless. Feels like
I
Friday
think
the 13th.
the way we should do this draft is 1-1-1-1 or one
Yeah.
two one. So we have a Celeste and a Taka pick.
Oh, they did ban. So Team A is going to ban out Sky, and I
And the
guess
other
Team
band was Kestrel.
no, that was Team B. Zach was confused. So we have Celeste versus Taka, or Celeste
Celeste
and
Arden.
Arden versus Taka. What do you think they should pick here? Who do you think their laner should be?
I would have probably gone with a Ringo or a Vox, and that's exactly what he's going for. Just because Vox has that A ability that really lets you dodge out of Helios.
Again, they're going with another Rome, which doesn't really make sense.
Yep, I don't agree with it.
But hey, maybe they know something we don't. All right, we'll see how this one ends.
I'm digging the fact that we're seeing 3 family members in this game.
We are. There's a lot going on. Now, what do you think Zach is going to pick up? Do you think he's going to go with the Storm Crown Aftershock route, or do you think he's
I
going to
think
do something different?
he might. I think he might go with the. Honestly, as bad as I want to see him pick up a tension bow and an aftershock, just so he can burst down Celeste, we might see a broken myth come out after the aftershock.
Interesting play here by Isaac Doges. He's going to go to the mid train and then go back to his backs, basically giving away his fronts to Taka if he does want to go grab them.
He knows he doesn't want to fight Zach early.
I don't think he wants Zach at all.
Who would?
We have Arden, who his new tier or his new skin was just released. It's going to come out soon. What are your thoughts on that?
I'm digging. I'm a fan of the movie Gladiator. There's a new show that came out on Netflix called I want to say it's like Rome Days of Glory or something like that. And I've been watching it, so I'm super into Roman and Greek fighting styles. So I'm digging that skin. I might drop the ice foot.
Yeah, it's looking like a cool skin. And it looks like Slums and Doge are going to find Zach all by himself down here. And he's actually going to fall to Arden. Very good rotation by them. Now, how do you think this Arden is going to itemize?
See, you can already tell he's going to be going a little bit tanky. But if I'm Arden in this situation, I would really advise picking up something like a tension bow and just focusing Vox hardcore because the first thing he throws out that gauntlet, if they don't have Crucible, if they don't have reflex block, and he punches them, 1 Helio, 2 Helios, that Vox is going to go down quick.
Yeah, Vox is fairly squishy. What do you think we'll see him building? Do you think we'll see him going weapon or crystal?
Out of Vox,
Out of Vox, yes.
without doubt, weapon.
Which build do you think he'll go? Do you think he'll go with the popular Breaking Point double monocle build, or something with like Sorrow Blade, Breaking Point, and maybe a monocle or a bone saw?
Now, I would go with the Tyrant just because, in my opinion, that's the strongest build. But I've actually taken note since I've known Uproar is probably going to be our hardest challenge this year. And whenever Kyogre or Zach are posting in the band and posting post game matches, I take I take note in what they're building and I kind of study it because I knew we most likely would end up facing them in the end if we made it to the end. And Kyogre has some pretty off meta builds, so I think we might actually see a Serpent's Mask, and he's going to go all the way with that book to a Serpent's Mask.
That's interesting. That has kind of been a popular trend lately with a lot of players is building a Serpent's Mask on Vox.
And it works well in 2v2 situations as well because you need the sustain for the fight, not as much as damage is coming out. You'll quickly get the health back, and they're just not really going to take him down.
Do you think one of them will build a fountain on Team B?
If there's a fountain on Uproar side, it's gonna come out of Zach.
Yeah, I think so too.
But with that being said, Zach gets a little bit of heal back, especially as Crystal when he boxes. You had to remember that the heal scales with Crystal power, and if Kyogre picks up the Serpent's Mask, that's gonna basically pay off for the fountain. So they might not need one.
And something to note here is Celeste basic attacks will be revealing Taka. So if Slumps can just throw a basic attack on Zach, it's going to take his B away, and it'll be a lot harder for him to escape. But with Arden, and also Arden could actually throw his A onto him and slow him, as that's what he does right there, but looks like Zach is going to get away.
Now I haven't seen Zach play too much, but I did see one or two of his league games where he plays Taka, and he's a very methodical Taka. When he gets that boss off, there's very few times that the other team reveals him and catches him. He's usually escaping.
Yeah, and also Aizen, Slums just put bigger pressure on that Vox, but just not enough to just kill him.
Eyes is only one level away from getting that gauntlet.
And he's already got that heavy steel, and Zach's gonna come up and find Doge, but he's just going to run away, and then he's gonna come right back, and we have Slums and Doge hot pursuit of Zach, and Vox is going to rotate down, but they're just get away, take the fronts, but Team A wants this fight. Healy's not going to land, and Slums dropping very low,
He
and
did a
he's going
great
to
job of
fall to
dropping that
Zach.
second Helio to hit Kyogre again, but if he doesn't get that stun off on Taka, it's gonna be quickly GG from us.
Yeah, especially with his squishy, as that Celeste is, it's just going to be an easy burst onto that Celeste and take her down really quick.
Oh, he stole
And
it.
Zach steals the minimum. And it looks like Zach and Doge are going to have a little bit of a skirmish here. Zach's going to try and get away. Doge doesn't want any of that, though. Goes
See,
through the
Zach's just
wall.
methodical, man. He stays in that bush, he waits for them to leave, and then he goes and takes their healing minion.
And it looks like Zach has found Slums, and oh, there's the gauntlet.
If they
And
don't
I
take
don't
him
think
down
Zach's
right
going to get
here,
out
I'll
of
be
this one.
thoroughly disappointed.
Oh, and he does go down to Slums.
Look how much damage he was able to take Slums out when he was at what, 25-30% health?
Yeah, he was very low. And all he has is that Storm Crown and a Crystal Bit.
Now, we saw last game, we saw Uproar really hang back, and they weren't really aggressive. This game, I think we're going to see them push aggressively because although Vox skills well into the late game, if Slums picks up that Eves, Celeste is in nightmare late game.
Yeah, she is, but it's hard to get to that late game with only two people.
Without doubt.
And Kilby is at 80 farm in 7 minutes compared to Slum's 57. And Zach, as you would assume, is way ahead of Ice of Doge in the jungle.
So it looks like I might have been wrong. We see Kyogre's already pick up that breaking point, and it looks like he's already building into his first Tyrant Monocle.
Yeah, especially with that Celeste being so squishy. He'll just get some stacks up and she'll just melt right away, especially with Taka diving onto her too, as I'd assume that would be their game plan to take her out.
Now, going back to that new Arden skin, I'm not too sure what they're going to do for a gauntlet, just because it's a futuristic type ability, dropping down a plasma wall to stun people.
I think I read something where it was like roots and twigs and something on the lines of that.
Like somebody I was going to say like somebody like Finn wouldn't just walk right through that, but then again, Finn doesn't get stunned.
Yeah. And Uproar has a very good fight there, taking out either Doge first, who was caught out, and then taking out that first turret, and
They're
then
going to get
taking
this
out
turn.
Slums. Oh yeah, they're definitely get the second turret. And Kogi is just doing such a great job of farming at 93 in 8.5 minutes. as they want this kill, but great Sonic Zoom to get out of the gauntlet.
They might keep it.
Ugh, just not enough fluff in that turret.
And in the meantime, Zach's just been picking away at the gold miner, basically soloing it.
Yep, 300 gold next payout right there. And the sword from does come out, but it's just a bit too late.
Another thing to note is we see Uproar already has a 3.6k gold advantage, and they have a level advantage, both level 9, while we have Dodge at 8, and Slums is only at a 7.
Yeah, something to note here too is they get Kyogre Ghost by himself, but then they don't do anything because they're so afraid of that Taka just to come out of nowhere.
I think the fact that Slums hasn't had his farm game on point is going to come back and be the reason they lose this game.
Yeah, and 10 minutes into the game only has a broken myth and only has the very beginning of an Eve with an energy battery and a crystal bit.
I am glad to see that he's going for Eve, though. That's the right call in my mind.
Yeah, definitely the right call. And a little bit of a fight breaking out here. Zach wants blood, diving on the slums. Wait for it, comes out from Vox, is not going to land on the slums. Fountain does come out from Doge. It looks like they're going to get to the safety of their turret.
Zach's
Sword
going to go
from
back
will
in for it.
miss. Zach's going to dive onto the turret, taking a couple turret shots.
Oh my god.
But he is going to go down to Celeste. Kind of a risky play right there on his part.
I agree with going in. I'm not sure if I agree with going in on ulting a turret.
Yeah. As Kyogre does upgrade that Book of Eulogies to a Barbed Needle, maybe he is going towards that Serpent's Mask. And Doge is actually going to put some good damage onto him, but Kyogre's going to get the last laugh with just a sliver of health left.
Now, if I was to call it, I'm going to say the next item that we see out of Zach is going to be the Broken Myth before he builds the Aegis.
I think so too. There's really not a lot of damage being onto him despite him having 3 deaths.
Plus, he has that A ability that just lets him jump out of any Helio if he times it at the right time. And Zach's the type of player who knows to time his A to dodge abilities.
And what do you think Doge is going to build? Do you think he's the breaking point? That's
Honestly,
what it looks like.
I couldn't even speculate. This kid doesn't seem to have a method to his madness. Exactly.
And Thumb's going to
See
get
right
caught
there,
out.
Zach saw that stun coming out and used his A to jump over it.
Yep. And Thumbs did get caught out there. Is going to get killed by that Taka. And it looks like Kyogre is going to try and finish his kill on the Doge. And is going to get it. Oh, not going to get it.
Now, where Slums kind of went wrong with that play is the whole time he was backtracking and running away from Zach. And if you really watched, he only built one broken miss to fight and running around each other for a good. You really have to be stutter stepping. I know you. Oh, I should only drop. But if you're stutter stepping, and you're getting that to 5, and old damage is gonna be way more.
Sorry, my dog's going a little bit crazy in the background.
Oh, and there's the serpents.
Yep, he does have that Serpent's Mask. Do you think he'll end up building a 4th offensive item, or do you think he'll just build defense from here?
I think they'll end it before he gets a 4th offensive item, but I think he'll start it up.
What do you think he should build for his next offensive item then?
You gotta go into Tyrant.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the right move too. Have the sustain with the Serpent's Mask and then almost 100% crit chance.
I mean, having that 40% crit really, hey, look, I'm willing to go into battle and know that half my shots aren't going to be crits. More than half my shots aren't going to be crits. I don't really like going into a fight knowing that.
Yeah, that's especially with someone as squishy as Celeste. Even though she does have that tier 2 armor, it's really not going to hold up very well for her.
It's putting all your marbles into luck. And with all these boxes that I've hit, SCMC doesn't really give me the best of luck. And
And it looks
Zach
like
just
Slums is
melted.
going to pick up the kill right there. Or Zach's going to pick up the kill onto Slums. And then we're going to have Kyogi pick up the kill onto Eyes of Doge.
No, as Uproar, I've had enough of this game. If I'm them, I'm gonna go sit in that bush that Arden just died at, and the first thing Sinister comes out, I'm gonna kill them again. I'm gonna end the game. They don't need no bush. I think we're gonna see a win come out right here.
I think so too. They've definitely won it. And it looks like Arden's going
5
to go
stacks on
down.
Slums.
Fox is going to go down too. Slums, let's see if he can do anything to Zach. Zach with the X-Retsu. And it looks like Slums. Oh,
Oh
turn.
my
Oh,
gosh.
Slums, where's a Solar Storm at?
Zach has all his abilities up.
We'll see what happens.
It's over. Hit him, Zach. That was strange to see. Zach could have definitely ulted him. By now, his A note takes no energy. He could have killed Slums right there.
And Zach, perfect reflex block to get out of that gauntlet. And he's just going to walk away. Now, do you think that Uproar will go for this Kraken that just spawned, or do you think they'll just try and get the ace and end the game?
I think they'll get the ace.
I think so too. As long as they focus at Celeste, there's nothing that Arden can do to protect her except for a fountain. And the gauntlet's not up
Zach
for another minute at least.
Zach right now is hungrier than your Lyra and Lane. And that's saying something.
Now, what do you think Team Sinister should have done differently? Who do you think they should have chosen instead of Arden in this situation?
Honestly, I was needed that second carry. I mean, somebody tanky, like I said before, and you can never really go wrong with Glaive. Glaive wasn't banned.
And
We
there's
had
also a good
what were the
toxic
two
counter.
bans?
Sky and Kestrel.
You could even pick up a Lance in this situation. Lance a great carry.
Oh yeah, Lance would be a great choice. I think they just kind of caught them off guard. They didn't really know what to do. They thought they had a good draft strategy. They don't even know that Uproar's just sitting in that bush. Zach's going to dive onto Slums. Wait for it. He's going to land on Slums. It's going to be silenced, and Slums is going to go down very quickly. And it looks like Arden is going to get out of nothing there, and they get the ace, and looks like they're going to go end this game.
The story of this game was just strategy. You really do see the difference in skill tiers. And I'm not saying that Slums or Eyes played a bad game. They played a great game to hold off these two players for as long as they did. But the reason we're seeing what we're seeing is experience. You see Zach just a methodical animal on anybody he plays. And Kyogre's right behind him, too.
Definitely.
157 farm in 17 minutes. I'm all right with that. I'll take it 10 out of 10 times.
Most definitely. Was just one item away from having a full build. And it looks like Uproar's going to advance to the semifinals. They'll be playing Tide sometime tomorrow, I'd assume. And Kingpins will also be playing against Team... Who are we playing tomorrow?
Molten.
Team Molten tomorrow. So definitely two games you're going to want to watch.
Now, who's on that Tide roster?
I don't know. It's changed so much. They've had a lot of players leave.
As has almost every other team.
Yeah. Most definitely. All right.
Well, that wraps up our night. Like you said, one more time, we have those games on which days?
Both semifinal games will be Saturday, and I think the finals will be Sunday evening.
As well as an all-star game on Sunday?
I'm not sure about the all-star game.
Right on. Well, we will be catching you guys. Make sure you tune in for that Kingpins game. You'll be able to catch both me and Shell playing. Hopefully, we'll be able to advance on to the finals, and we'll be playing whoever the winner of Tide and Uproar.
All right, man. It was always a
Signing
pleasure.
off. Likewise, Shell. I'll catch you later, my man.